Howdy, this is Tom the Beer Whisperer. How you doing tonight? Hey, I found something new tonight, and I want to try it. It's Baraboo Black IPA, Snowdrift, they call it. A Baraboo is actually brewed by Stevens Point for the Hy-Vee. It's their store brand. Interesting aroma. Only thing that irritates me is that you can't find numbers on it. I can't find ABV or IBU, so I'm just going to guess on it for you. I did try the regular IPA a while back, as well as their Märzen. It was good. The IPA was good. But truthfully, if somebody just handed it to me and I didn't know it was in the bottle, I would think it was a decent beer, but I would think it was a pale ale. It didn't have big hop-forward hops. So there you go. They are brewed by Stevens Point, which is a fairly respectable craft brewery. They're not known for knocking your socks off for the most part, but their session line is pretty solid. It's got a nice color. I'm using my double blind brewery glass because I love these glasses. I was sent by Lucy. The aroma is probably lighter than you want from a style like this, for me anyway, because this is a style that I really dig. But in fairness, I have to say that I love the bigger, the double versions of the Black IPA, like the Stone Sublimely Self-Righteous, or the RJ Rocker's Black Pearl, or even the slightly smaller Crabtree Eclipse. I'm guessing this is probably going to be closer to a 5% version. Wow. Hey, wow. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised right there, actually, to be honest with you. Hold on a second. The roasted malts are lighter than a lot of the session versions of this style. But you do get a nice hops at the end. Hold on a second. It does have a pleasant finish with some spiciness there at the end. I'm going to take a shot in the dark, though. I'm going to say it's probably between 5 and 5.5, somewhere in there. It's not any more than 5.5. That I will guarantee you. It's probably closer to 5. I'm guessing it's probably about 40 to 45 IBUs. I'm guessing no more than 45. Not an expert. I'm just, a little bourbon here, as you see. I put one ice cube in. It's kind of melting on me. It was about a double shot. I like that to melt in there. There's a couple things. A little bit of water will actually help open up the nose and the flavors for you. Too much will kill it. That's why I just use 1 cube. Just let it slowly melt in there. I actually bought this bourbon. This is Jesse James bourbon. Jesse James Dupree from Jackal fame. This is his line. It's a young bourbon. It's only a 3-year-old. They said a minimum of 3, so it's probably a mixture of 3 to 4-year-old bourbons. It's not that it's the original America's Outlaw Bourbon Whiskey. A tavern string classic oak cast. There you go. To give me any other information, Jesse James Premium Bourbon is made in the spirit of America's true outlaw. It's distilled to perfection, old-time charcoal mellowed and aged in oak cast to achieve an incredibly smooth and full bourbon character. Okay, yeah, here's the thing. It's not a small batch whiskey, so you're not going to get that kind of flavor. But for a young whiskey, it is not harsh either. Very smoky, less sweet than a lot of bourbons like this, and that could be because it is only 3 years old. But it's actually very pleasant. I mean, look at this. Nothing, right? No nasty face, nothing. I mean, this is a nice bourbon. Uh, you notice me, I do that sometimes. I have I have my beer and I like to have my whiskey on the side. I just kind of sip. Generally, I take a glass like this. If I drink and eat, and I'll sip that over 45 minutes or so. That one's not going to last that long. It's not. This really isn't bad. Here's the thing. There's their $6.99 6-pack. Not crazy expensive. Pretty reasonable. These aren't going to knock your socks off. You're not going to go, holy crap, these are the best beers I've ever had. But if you only got a little bit of money and you want something decent that's not, crapola lager, these are good. This does taste like a black IPA. It's not going to be your favorite, but there's nothing wrong with it either. It is a beer at a reasonable price where you can still have a decent beer. I'm guessing it's probably maybe, to be honest, it's probably 5.2, 5.3 at the very top end. If it's more than 5.3, I'd be extremely surprised. But it is pleasant. It's got this really nice finish on it, I gotta tell you. And I like the fact that they're getting into the craft beer market. Now, here's the thing. They're going to have to, any stores that do this, if they're serious about it, are going to have to eventually do more than just wiggle their toes into one. I mean, they're going to have to dive in or they're going to get left behind. Because the truth is, more serious craft beer drinkers want bigger, badder beers. They're not going to, they're going to be okay with session ales if they know what they're getting and it's a reasonable price. Reasonable price. But they really need to look at putting the numbers on because most craft beer nerds want to know, even if it is only 5% or 5.2, you really ought to have that on. Even if it's 35, 40 IBUs, you really need to have that on there. So, Baraboo, Hy-Vee, Stevens Point, y'all take heed. I'm telling you, the Beer Whisperer's telling you. I'm dumb to Beer Whisperer. I know things. Oh, wow. It's not that I'm not smart, because I'm not. Ask anybody. But I have been drinking beer for probably better than 30 years. Longer than I've been allowed to, anyway. Oh, I joke with some of these younger kids that think they know a lot. I've been drinking beer longer than you've been alive, buddy. I'm trying to figure out the hops in here. It is very nice. I gotta tell you, it's not the hoppiest black IPA I've had, but it's good. Oh, a little whiskey. It's been a long day. Been getting stuff prepped for Thanksgiving. Things have been crazy around here this year. Most of you know that. I'm not going to go into the whole story. Those of you that know me know what's been going on here this year. But one of my beer buddies and fellow beer video doer, beer reviewer. I don't call myself a beer reviewer, so Stuart is coming out here for Thanksgiving. So we went out into shopping today. That's why I do this brine for my turkey, but I need a bourbon for it. Bourbon whiskey, any alcohol, as a matter of fact, is a great tenderizer. You won't know what's in there, but bourbon is great in particular. I've used other whiskeys over the years. I've been doing this for probably more. Actually, I think I first did it in 98 or 99. To be honest, I was going to say a decade, but I know it was before 2000 I did it. I use bourbon, various seasonings, this, that, and the bird comes out fantastic. So I don't usually have an audience for it, so now I have to really do it right, or someone's going to go all across You know, back across the ocean saying he had the worst turkey of his life, so now the pressure's on me. I'm just cooking for my family, and they're all happy with it. But now I've got, now I've got somebody else I've got to impress, or he's going to go tell a whole bunch of foreigners that this Yankee cooked him a bad bird. So, oh, wow. I've never had the pressure on me before, so now the pressure's off. Oh. Last sip of this, so let's finish her up. You could tell by watching me drink this that was fairly smooth. Again, this is a fairly inexpensive whiskey. It's only a €3 whiskey. What are you gonna say? The snobbish whiskey drinkers are going to say, oh, I wouldn't touch that. I only drink 7-year-old, or I only drink 10-year-old, or I only drink 11-year-old. Sometimes you got to try some of this other stuff because they're going to surprise you. No, this isn't a small batch 7-year-old. That's not what it tastes like. But just because you're drinking a young whiskey doesn't mean it has to be rotten gut crap either, and this isn't. It is fairly inexpensive. It is only a 3-year-old, but it does have some very nice flavor, very nice characteristics. Man, I have trouble tonight. This is my first beer whiskey, too. Very nice characteristics. So give me a minute. Don't be a snob. Try stuff. And same with the beer, too. I mean, like I said, $6.99. These aren't going to knock your socks out. But sometimes you just want something you can sit in the session. Not every beer you have has to, blow your head off. Boom! Sometimes you just want to sit and relax and drink stuff. And this is what this is. This is actually a decent version of the style. I'm not going to mention any names because I don't want to embarrass anybody. But I've actually paid a lot more for beers that weren't as good as this one. And I felt the same way about their Meritzen, too. Not about their IPA, but about their Meritzen. I thought it was much better than many I paid a lot more for. Again, these are brewed by Stevens Point. They've got a pretty good handle on a session brew. They really do. There's very few there that they do that knock my socks off. But most of their session line is very solid, very acceptable, very drinkable, very likable. And this is what they're doing here with this stuff. Baraboo Snowdrift IPA. That's black IPA. Let's finish her out. Here's this piney, citrusy finish. Like I said, it just leaves little spicy notes. Like there might be a touch of rye malt in it. There's little spicy notes in there that I like a lot. Anyways, I digress. So there we go. Baraboo Snowdrift Black IPA. Jesse James Bourbon. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving. I'm sure you are too. This beer was for heck out of here.